Hello from Universal Studios. I'm here to go to Halloween Horror Nights one final time. Tomorrow is Halloween, and this is going to be my final trip. And what I want to do tonight is try to do every single house, all 10 houses with no express, just standing in the standby wait. So I have until 5 o'clock to make it inside the park to go to Stay and Scream. I'm going to be heading over to New York City. Stay and Scream is sort of an ideal offering to take advantage of because I'm able to get inside the park, be inside the park when the event starts a little bit early, and then head over to one of the houses. I do miss it on the opening ceremonies, but it's much more advantageous just to get inside the park. So Halloween Horror Nights ticket holders are waiting over there for the event to start, but I'm over here just to head inside the park. All right, so I'm inside the park, heading back to New York. I have about a little bit less than 10 minutes. So here's a sign for Stay and Scream New York and World Expo. So I think that this is the line that I need to get into. This goes all the way down to New York. I've never seen this before, so I just turned around and came all the way back over here to the end of the Stay and Scream line to get into New York. Okay, I'm making some forward progress, which is good. So I don't know if this is the entrance right here. It looks like it. This is for A Quiet Place, Ghostbusters, and Insidious. So I don't think that they stop admitting people at 5 o'clock on the dot, but how is that for perfect timing? But it is 5 o'clock now, so the park is officially closed. Everyone's starting to queue up for the various houses. I need to try to figure out what I want to do. So the bars and the food booths are open right now. This is for A Quiet Place right here, and then Ghostbusters, Insidious, and then also Major Suites are this way. So if there's a house that I really do not want to wait a long time for, it is going to be Insidious. So I think that that's going to be my house of choice for Stay and Scream, so I'm going to keep heading this way. So before getting in line for Insidious, I do want to show what I brought in my bag to just prepare for the exorbitant amount of time that I'm going to be committing to Halloween Horror Nights tonight. So I brought a Gatorade here. I ended up bringing a Beetlejuice Fanta. I got some snacks. Then I brought a neck fan. I brought a portable charger. I brought some AirPods just in case. I brought my microphone charger and then some spare batteries because I am going to be in a standby line the entire night tonight. And this is on the Blues Brothers stage steps. So this is the line for Insidious and Ghostbusters all the way back here. I don't know if these are the down and backs for both houses, and then they split up a little bit down there, closer to the houses, the sound stages. Okay, yes, so the line's turning now. I'm gonna go down there and presumably come back. So now the line goes all the way back here, and we're turning again. This takes the entirety of the New York scare zone, which I think is interesting. I'm presuming the Major Suites was back there. So it's been about 15 minutes. And the line's just consistently moving through New York. This is going to be great. I think that the houses open up at 5:30. Okay, this is the split up here between Ghostbusters and Insidious. So this is the line for Insidious, that's the line for Ghostbusters, and then it looks like the line for A Quiet Place is being fed over to like the main waiting area. So it's a 75-minute wait right now for Insidious. Wow, this is just the area that I was the most apprehensive about waiting in, like super late at night, just back over here. This is behind Red Rocket, which is pretty quiet now. Probably in the interlude between the park being closed and HHN opening. Right now on the app, Insidious is showing a 105-minute wait. See, this is why Stay and Scream is definitely worth it. Look at this line already. Rockets Express just passed by. They have these massive fans in line, which is cool. I'll try to film that when it comes back. It's also been about 15 minutes up to this point, but this is like the part of the queue that I really did not want to wait in. But now it's time for probably the most intense part of the line, maybe. All of these down and backs. Here's the Rockets Express back into the station again. Silhouette of it. Actually, I think that this is the line for Triples of Terror here, which is currently not open, but there is a huge line for Insidious, probably one of the most popular houses of the event. So it's been about 30 minutes since I got in line. I have a lot of switchbacks to go. So it's 6 o'clock now, so Halloween Horror Nights has officially started. I made it through 4 down and backs, and I have 3 more to go. Also, it's been about 45 minutes. So it's been 1 hour, and I finally made it past the merge for Express. It seems like the main advantage of doing Stay and Scream is just being able to do these houses technically before the event starts. It is confusing because HHN starts at 6:30, but they open up the gates at 6, and then some houses open up from a range of 5:15 to 6 o'clock, but this took about 65 minutes to make it inside Insidious. And was posted at a 75-minute wait. So I just got out of Insidious. The line's a little bit backed up now. Dude, I wanted to go into that house with just such optimism, but I did not like Insidious. I tried to have an open mind. I wanted to do it first so that I wasn't like discredited by, I don't know, doing it later and being tired or whatever, having to wait even longer than I actually waited, but I still can't believe I waited an hour for that. Like, I guess that it was scary, but it was still just sort of boring to me. So right now, according to the app, some of the houses like in the back of the park are like 5-10 minute waits. I'm gonna go to the back of the park. I think I'm gonna do Slaughter Cinema 2. That's posted at a 10-minute wait. I was considering doing Ghostbusters. It was posting a 45-minute wait, but I also am nervous about waiting in Slaughter Cinema 2, that line, like super late at night. Once Stay and Scream concluded, they really got this area set up very quickly. for the scare zone, the torture fair. Also, it's pretty much 6:30 exactly right now, so HHN just started. Major Sweets Candy Factory is a 10-minute wait too, but I think I want to prioritize Slaughter Cinema. I'm also going to try to be a little bit more transparent about the wait times. This trip, whenever I've come with Brennan before, we would just get in line. So I'm going to try to actually notate what the standby wait time is and then what we actually wait. I am going to have to stop for food at some point tonight, but I want to try to knock out as many houses as I can while it's still daylight out, while it's still a little bit less busy than it will be at like 10 o'clock. It's cool to make it back here while it's still daylight. I'm also going to get the Crisp Cranberry drink at some point, hopefully tonight. Sometimes they sell them, I think all the time, in the lines, like in the standby queue, so maybe I could grab one of those. It's a 35-minute wait now. I got by the wait time being posted at a low wait, and everybody probably got a line for it. Now it's a 35-minute wait, but this is still significantly less than it will be later. For whatever reason, just this queue here has always intimidated me about whatever house they put back over here. That only took me like 5 minutes to make it over here though, so HHN's only technically officially been open for 5 minutes. Just got my queue ticket that I've never actually used or needed anytime I've ever come to HHN before, but I think it's just like a deterrent for line skipping. This is what I was a little bit nervous about. The line goes all the way down there. There's only like 2.5 down and backs though, so I will take that over the 7 over to Insidious. So these are the lines to get to the houses. Back over here, it's only been about 15 minutes though, and I've made it to the very like last down and back. So it has been 30 minutes and I have almost made it to the entrance. So it's a little bit after 7 o'clock now, and I'm heading into the house. So this was posted at a 35-minute wait, and it's going to be a 35-minute wait. That was a fantastic palate cleanser after doing Insidious, doing my favorite house after my least favorite house. So here's the question, do I stay back here in this area and do like deadly exhibits, or do I go back and do the Goblin house and the Universal Monsters house? I don't know. This one was not very kind to us last time. So I decided to go back over here to Goblin's Feast and Universal Monsters. They're both 40-minute waits, and I think it'd be advantageous to go and just stay in the back of the park, especially with it still being relatively early in the evening. Just the crowds are going to get very intense back here. Also might be beneficial to go and do these before the shows start back over here for, what is it, Nightmare Fuel. So they're both posting a 40-minute wait. It's just going to be a gamble as to which one's accurate, or if they're both accurate, that'd be great. I decided to go and get in line for Universal Monsters, and then I'll come back and do Goblin's Feast. This is where I was just a little bit earlier, just on the other side of this fence for Slaughter Cinema 2. I'm trying to gauge the express queues just to see how long those are, because that obviously very much so impacts the standby wait time. Also, I got another ticket. I think this is also apparently for if you need to like leave the line to go to the bathroom or something, so it's not just for line cutting. I wish that I could say that it was this close, but I'm not. It's been only 15 minutes, but I am eating some of my snacks now. So it's been about 30 minutes, and I made it through 5 of the 8 switch back, or down and backs, I guess. So 3 more down and backs to go. So I think that I made the wrong choice, because it's now been 40 minutes, which is what the wait time was posted at for Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. So I'm definitely going to be waiting more than the wait time. This might end up being sort of close though. It's now been 45 minutes. I'm in the very final down and back, all the way down to the house entrance. Finally, almost there. This is the merge right here. So Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines was posted at a 40-minute wait, and it ended up taking 50 minutes. Dude, I had a better run through of that tonight than I think I have the entire event. I like that better than Slaughter Cinema. So I think because I'm here, I'm just going to get in line for Goblin's Feast. So now, of course, it's posting a 55-minute wait for Universal Monsters, and Goblin's Feast is a 40-minute wait. The line backed up like all the way to the drink cart back there though, so this might go up a little bit. All right, getting in line for Goblin's Feast. Let's see if this ends up being a 40-minute wait. This one looks pretty lengthy too. I also need to amend something that I said earlier. I think I said that Slaughter Cinema was my favorite house, but Goblin's Feast has been my favorite house this year, so let's see if this keeps the title. I don't know if I'm getting another queue ticket here. I guess not. Also with Universal Monsters, I'm especially hyped because Universal released like details about the animatronics in the new Dark Universe land in Epic Universe, and they look so cool. I did end up getting a ticket, and the express queues look pretty backed up for these houses right now. But the first Nightmare Fuel show should be going on right now. This is actually kind of crazy. So it's only been 15 minutes, and I've already made it through, I think, 6 down and backs for this house. So it's only been 30 minutes, and I have 2 more down and backs until I go inside Goblin's Feast. So I'm in the very final part of the line for heading inside the house. The Universal Monsters line looks like it's backed up pretty significantly too. The Goblin's Feast line has been moving considerably faster than Eternal Bloodlines. And then the Express line has been interesting to watch, just like how lengthy it is and how backed up they are. So Goblin's Feast was posted at a 40-minute wait, and then it ended up taking about 45 minutes, so a little bit longer than posted. So I'm second guessing myself because I actually ended up enjoying that a little bit less tonight than the previous times that I've done Goblin's Feast, but it is such a fun house. think it was because the guys in front of me, every time they would get scared, they would sort of stop and back up a little bit, so they were getting a lot of the good scares. The wait times are obviously estimates, and I have been sort of estimating my own estimate for how long it's been taking. I've been sort of like 5-minute increments about how long the actual wait time is, so that one was very close. So now I'm finally done with the 10 houses back over here. It's about 9:15 now, so from when I got into the Stay and Scream area at 5 o'clock and then started heading towards the house at 5:15, it's been about 4 hours. So what I want to do now, I'm torn between getting something to eat and then heading over to do the final tent house, which is going to be the Deadly Exhibits house. So I still want to get the Cursed Cranberry drink, but I've not seen it at any of the like carts, so I might try to get it over here somewhere. So I was gonna see if either of these booths have the Cursed Cranberry, but I don't want to wait in these lines. Okay, cool, this booth had pretty much no line, so I was able to get the Cursed Cranberry. This is for you, Brennan. Heading across the bridge again, and I think I am heading over to Deadly Exhibit, just because I'm over here. And then the idea with that would be that I'd be done with the entirety of this side of the park. This is my Cursed Cranberry, by the way, so you can see it a little bit better over here in this light. So it's currently a 50-minute wait for the museum Deadly Exhibits, and I'm getting in line. I think this is the point of the night where all of the wait times are going to be pretty rough. I haven't really showed much of this waiting experience whenever we've done this house. Okay, got my ticket here. This is delicious, by the way. Would it be weird to like keep this empty can? I think that I'm also gonna get a lacto cooler too. So it's been about 15 minutes and this line is moving really well. So it's been close to 30 minutes. And this line is just fantastic. We are moving faster in standby than I did when I did Express with Travis and Dennis. All right, heading past the facade, a little bit further down and then back. And then I'll be heading inside the house. The tent. I do miss when the sound stages over here were houses for Halloween Horror Nights, heading through Kids Zone. So the museum, Deadly Exhibits, was posted at a 50-minute wait, and I ended up waiting 40 minutes for this. So that was a pretty weak run through, I think, of Deadly Exhibits. It was pretty fun. I was glad that the wait time ended up being less than what was posted. But now we've officially done half of the houses at Halloween Horror Nights. It's also 10 o'clock right now, so this is the peak of Halloween Horror Nights. Look at these crowds right now. But at least I am done with the back portion of the park, which that was my goal. I wanted to do as many houses as possible before 10 o'clock. This is excessive though. I really hope that this is just like the show dump from Nightmare Fuel. Yes, I think it is. So that makes me a little bit less nervous for what I'm going to encounter when I head to the front of the park. It feels really weird to be able to just walk normally. I've not done a lot of walking. I've just been standing in place for like 5 hours, but I'm giving myself permission to take a break from my challenge to get some food. And I know what is absolutely gonna hit the spot tonight. I'm finally getting some freaking pizza fries. This is genuinely so overdue, but I'm getting the French fries topped with marinara sauce, melted cheese, pepperoni, and sausage. All right, I got my pizza fries. I guess they don't have s'mores fries anymore, which is sad. I'm sitting around the corner over here on the ground. I did not think that my legs would bend after standing in line as long as I have, so this feels fantastic just to take a little bit of a break from the lines. So here's my pizza fries. I'm gonna have my Beetlejuice Fanta that I've been just waiting to drink for a long time. Now I'm charging all my stuff, and then I'll just be getting right back into it and getting in line. It's after 10 o'clock, so I have 4 more hours. Gotta get a little bit of everything, gotta do the vlogger review. That's so good. Pizza fries hit at Halloween Horror Nights. This is the Haunted Apple Fanta. And you know what that would have gone really well with? The apple fries from last year that were like my favorite thing ever. That would have been great. That's good though. Tastes like Beetlejuice. So I'd like to think that they gave me a bit of a second win. So I'm heading over to Major Sweets Candy Factory to then do that to hopefully strategically make my way back to the front of the park. And again, I have less than 4 hours to do 5 houses. So hopefully I can do Major Sweets, just go and get that one done, and then I can just focus on just how to optimize the rest of my night. What do I want to do? I think I want to save A Quiet Place and Ghostbusters for last. But pretty much everything has over an hour wait right now. Presuming that I'm probably going to be staying until 2 a.m., that's when I'm probably going to be doing the more popular houses, just those last couple. This is behind the bar over here, which isn't serving food, it just serves drinks, which I think I'm okay on the lacto cooler right now. So again, if I can just do Major Sweets, then I can move to the front of the park and just do all of the ones up here minus Insidious, which I'm glad that I did Insidious now because that has almost a 2-hour wait. Major Sweets Candy Factory has a 50-minute wait right now. Hopefully it's less than that. This is also over by First Aid. All right, I am getting in line right now for Major Sweets. This is through the queue for what was, presumably still is, Fast and Furious. Okay, this is not great. The queue goes outside. Damn, I already got my queue ticket. This is where the line heads inside the indoor portion of the queue. That's the Hoax Express right there. And this is the side of the show building, the ride building for Fast and Furious. Okay, that was pretty quick. Heading back inside the queue now. It's only been about 5 minutes, but the express queue is pretty quiet right now compared to when I did it with Dennis, and they do so in after 11 express pass, so it might be a little bit busier once it is 11 o'clock. But I'm inside, and that is the entrance to the house down there, so I have to go in here and back out, and then into the house. That's where I came in over there, and it's been about 15 minutes, and I'm actually getting really close. I just need to go through this area, and then back out, and then into the house. See, this room is just a quick little detour. I'll be back outside in just a minute. It's a little bit eerie to see this room, just so dark. This was also like an actual house entrance previously in years past. I'm getting so close to the house entrance. This is great. This is the fastest that any line has moved tonight, which contributing factors to this might be the popularity of this house and maybe the minimal express queue, but this is the house entrance. That was so fast. This was supposed to be a 50-minute wait, and I waited about 25 minutes. Okay, that was unique. I had a cast change towards the end of that, so we had to stop for a minute. But that was a great run through. Got a lot of good scares. I really liked the cast. That was great. Okay, heading to the front of the park. I think that I'm either heading to Triplets of Terror or Monstrous. And I think that it's gonna be Triplets of Terror. It's posting a 45-minute wait right now. And then the ones that I'm the most nervous about, which are A Quiet Place, and then, what's the other one? Ghostbusters. They're both about an hour and a half, which I definitely need to save those for the very last houses. This is my favorite scare zone of the year. I think it's, I've said this before, I think it's a little bit too gory, but I like the theme a lot. That's why I also like Goblin's Feast, I guess. I like medieval, I like fantasy. But tonight is not about scare zones, it's about houses. If I can make it through this house relatively quickly, that'll be awesome. See, look at this, Insidious. 105 minutes. Triplets of Terror. Oh, no, it's going up. What's a 45-minute wait? Now it's a 60. No! Well, that's a fine. How do you do? Am I right? It should still move relatively quickly, I hope. Honestly, as long as I'm not in the Insidious line, I think we can handle this. See, now the carts are opening the lines. I still think I want to get a lacto cooler. It doesn't seem like they're giving out a ticket on this one, hopefully, but this is the line for Insidious. And then that's Ghostbusters. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that one last or A Quiet Place last. This is where I was for Insidious earlier, and this is what I was looking at when I said I didn't want to wait in that area, but this is for Triplets of Terror, which hadn't opened yet at the time. So I stopped counting the down and backs pretty much after, like, Goblin's Feast. I guess I waited in, like, I don't even know, like 8 to 10 down and backs, but I've almost turned the corner here. I want to think that I just need to go down here and just turn the corner, but there's a pretty significant portion of the line that's still like inside. It's been about 30 minutes and I'm heading in between the sound stages back here again. I've just been reminiscing a lot on just like what used to be sound stages that were used for Halloween Horror Nights. They really do switch this up a lot. This is the Insidious entrance, and then this is Triplets of Terror, and then this is Ghostbusters, and then A Quiet Place, and Monstrous are over there. But this ended up taking pretty much exactly 30 minutes. So this was estimated at a 1 hour, 60-minute wait, and this took 30 minutes. Yay, Triplets of Terror was like a lot of fun. I actually liked that a lot more this time. I think that I like other houses better, but I still had a really good run of that. So it's about midnight right now, so it's almost Halloween, but I still have 3 more houses to do. I think I'm going to go over to Monstrous. Okay, yes, I am definitely heading over to Monstrous. The other houses still have like an hour or 2 wait times. So I think that my plan is going to be to go do Monstrous, grab an lacto cooler, dang it, and then go to Ghostbusters, then come back to finish the night at A Quiet Place. Yay, it's midnight, happy Halloween. I think I can do this feeling pretty positive. As long as I get in line for my last house before 2 a.m., I'm good. This is why I wanted to come over to Monstrous. It's a 35-minute wait. Although there's a lot of people heading into this house right now. I'm pretty sure that some of the HHN merchandise is like 70% off right now, which is pretty crazy. I'm in the standby queue. I haven't ridden rides at HHN in a long time. This will be my last time over here by the Nickelodeon building for a while. It's officially Halloween. Yay, I'm spending Halloween at Universal. So again, after this, I'm gonna get a lacto cooler and then bring that along with me for Ghostbusters, because I'll probably be waiting for that one for a while. And then maybe I'll get a little snack too. Reward myself with a little treat. There's rumors about Red Rocket being torn down or something in the next, I don't know how many years. I don't know if that's true or not. It's not my favorite roller coaster, but I mean, they did a pretty good job with the space that they had. Okay, crap. This might be a lengthy wait. I got another ticket. So I made it through 6 down and backs, and it's been only about 15 minutes. The express line is pretty quiet right now, which is nice, but this is the 12th down and back. And I'm getting very tired of saying down and back. Okay, so I'm getting outside of the soundstage now. Now I have to head all the way down here, and then around the corner, and then inside the soundstage. And then I can head over to Ghostbusters. I'm so familiar with these soundstages tonight. So heading around the corner and then into, what am I doing? I'm doing Monstrous. This was posted at a 35-minute wait, and I will have waited 30 minutes. So the house fell a little bit on my list, but I just got like the best scare at the very end. That was great. Like the stilts and the puppetry in these houses is just awesome. This is the line for A Quiet Place, which doesn't look terrible right now, but I did stop over at this booth and I got a lacto cooler, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink this and get in line for Ghostbusters. These carts are absolutely everywhere. Ghostbusters is a 70-minute wait right now. Okay, I got my ticket right there, and I'm hoping that this is overposted as sort of a deterrent. HHN is closing in a little bit more than an hour. That queue isn't open right now, which is a good thing. I already think that I'm gonna be okay. There's a lot of line over here, but just this not being open right now is a good thing. And then as soon as I do this, I'm heading over to Ghostbusters. I think that I'm gonna be good on time. This line's actually like really quiet now, so this will definitely not be anything close to an hour wait. Insidious is an hour and a half right now, apparently. I haven't needed my my neck fan because of these in the line. And now for just a few, you guessed it, down and backs. Dude, this line is like pretty much non-existent now, and it is 1 o'clock in the morning, so HHN closes in 1 hour because of either house entrances, and it's only been about 15 minutes, which is just crazy. That's where I just was, right over there. I'm so tired. So Ghostbusters Frozen Empire was posted at a 70-minute wait, and I will have waited 20 minutes. Yay, Ghostbusters is so much fun! So I have one more house to do, and I do think that I want to get a snack, which is relevant to Ghostbusters because I noticed in that house there's like, they have like a bunch of like little Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, and there's actually like a s'more of one of the Stay Puft marshmallows just like on the table. So should I get the s'more again, or should I try to get something different? I still need to do A Quiet Place, but I have almost an hour. All right, I've made a decision. I am gonna get the Stay Puft s'more, pretty much because it is right here. It is convenient. I can eat it and then get in line for my last house. Okay, so I ended up getting the s'more and then also something else. And then I have about half an hour to eat this and then get in line for A Quiet Place. So I just decided to sit over here in the scare zone, just on the sidewalk to eat my snacks. This is the mini Stay Puft s'more, which I got with Dennis, which is a mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, chocolate bar, and graham cracker. And then I got this, which I'm a little bit nervous about. This is the Slimer's Korean Corn Dog, which is Korean cheese dog with Fritos coated with Cheetos powder, ghost pepper sauce, and then sage derby cheese and mozzarella. So this is probably gonna be spicy, and I'm underprepared for it. Oh my god. That is so dry. The Cheeto dust just fell everywhere. Oh no, I'm so underwhelmed. That is the driest corn dog ever. Literally ever. And it's on my pants. So I decided to move over to a bench like a smart person, and there is like a good filling in there that I finally got to. It took a lot of work to get in there, but that is good. Like once you get to it, it's still so dry. Who would have thought that the most pleasant thing that I did tonight is just sit in the scare zone and just enjoy my snacks. I had this with Dennis again, and I don't love s'mores specifically because I don't really like chocolate that much. Like in terms of like a chocolate bar, but this is delicious just because of the, like they actually blowtorch the marshmallow. So I'm having another marshmallow in honor of Vernon. Oh my God, I almost dropped it. And there goes the marshmallow. So I finished my snacks. I don't know if it'd be like taboo to do what I did, which is take the chocolate off of a s'more, like taking the cheese off of a pizza. But I'm walking over to my final house of the night. This does go on for a few days after Halloween, which is sort of weird, but it's Halloween Horror Nights. 45 minutes for A Quiet Place, and I have less than 15 minutes until Halloween Horror Nights is over for the evening. I think that I'm definitely glad that I did this, or that I did not do this earlier for Stay and Scream and ended up doing Insidious. That seems to have had the longest wait all day. Okay, it is 2 o'clock, which means Halloween Horror Nights is over. They stopped playing the videos on the screens up here. That's interesting. So it's been about 15 minutes. The line did stop for a little bit, so I was a little bit worried, but it is moving. The express line's completely empty now because the park is closed, so this should move pretty quickly. Just a few more minutes away from heading inside my final house of the season. my last time going on Rip Ride Rocket 2, which is cool. I forgot to mention the down and backs back over there. I think there were 4. And there's also 4 here. Wow. It's sort of weird how they turned on all the lights at 2 o'clock. So A Quiet Place was posted at a 45-minute wait, and I am waiting 25 minutes. I did all 10 houses. Yay! It's like 2:30 in the morning. Almost. And just like that, Halloween Horror Nights is closed. It is dark out here now. Universal wants everyone to go home. So I made a new list of my house rankings. I don't know if they are, I think that they're specific to tonight, but then also I've been trying to take in just like my experiences overall throughout all of my house runs. I did more houses this year, I think, than I've ever done before, like more run-throughs of all the houses. I feel a little bit wishy-washy about some of my rankings. Look at this line over here for the 70% off. So I didn't look at my previous list because I wanted to be unbiased with my experience tonight and how I ranked all of the houses, and I just sort of cross-referenced it, and it's actually kind of interesting. Universal turned off all the lights, so it's hard to find like a nice like accent light to end my video. So I ranked the houses today from number 1 to number 10. Universal Monsters, Goblin's Feast, Slaughter Cinema 2, A Quiet Place, Ghostbusters, Major Suites, Deadly Exhibits, Triplets of Terror, Monstrous, and Insidious. So really just my top 3 spots shuffled around a little bit. I put Universal Monsters as number 1, replacing Goblin's Feast, but between Universal Monsters, Goblin's Feast, Slaughter Cinema, I think that they could be like interchangeable in my top 3. I think that those are just my top 3 houses. And then the bottom 3 of my list sort of changed a little bit, with Insidious still being my least favorite house, which I feel bad about because so many people, that was their favorite house, just conversationally and then on the internet. So I feel like I was missing something, but I just genuinely did not care for that house. It was scary, but that is all that it offered to me. So I don't know, I like fun houses. I like atmosphere when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights houses. But that was my trip to Universal, doing all 10 houses in standby without express. I did not see Nightmare Fuel, and then I spent some time in the scare zone just walking through a few of them, but again, this was just about prioritizing, just doing all 10 houses without like a line skipping additional purchase. Brendan and I came a couple times and got really fortunate with the wait times, and then I came with my brothers and we did use express and got to do all 10 houses, but as far as waiting in the standby queue and doing every single house on a pretty busy night. I don't know if it's because tomorrow's Halloween, maybe people are coming to HHN tonight, or it's just the final weekend, so it's busier, and it's so backlit right now. That's cool. I did have time to get in line for a couple Halloween Horror Nights beers, and then some pizza fries and a Korean corn dog and a s'more. It is about 3 o'clock in the morning though right now, so from getting here, needing to be inside the park by 5 o'clock to go to Stay and Scream, to right now heading to the car, I've been here for over 10 hours. But it was fun because I got to do all 10 houses. I have been wanting to do that. It is definitely a challenge, and after doing express, I understand the appeal of not having to deal with that. Every single house was on average like 30 minutes to an hour, especially like towards like the middle part of the day, and that can get exhausting. Usually people go with other people so you can have conversations and it helps pass the time, and I did try to come as prepared as possible with my backpack and stuff, so I made it more comfortable for myself, so it wasn't terrible. But I don't know, it is doable to not have to use express or an RIP tour, but it does make it easier, I understand, but I'm glad that I got to do it. It was just a fun personal challenge, and I still had fun tonight, even though I didn't do everything, but I did all the houses and had some food and some drinks. That was my final trip to Halloween Horror Nights this year. So thanks for watching. Happy Halloween. I'll see you later. Have a good one.